I'm Scott Allen Miller. It is the 29th of October, 2021. This is the Sheep Guarding Llama Vlog, and I'm recording right here in Benny's Bar in Friendswood, Texas. I've got the Olympus pen doing the recording. I'm using the 25mm lens. It's actually incredibly dark in here, and I'm hoping there's enough light that this looks fairly decent. The camera does do low light pretty well, but audio it does not do well. So today is the first time we're making an attempt at the Rode Wireless Go 2 mic. I have no audio input on the camera. So I'm actually jumping from testing out the mic to going all the way to testing its pre-recording functionality, where it records directly on the mic instead of going into the camera, and I have to sync up the audio later, which I'm not looking forward to. I've never done that before, but we're gonna give it a try. So I'm hoping that this works and sounds really good. I have tested the mics. I know that they sound good on their own, but I've not tried it in a situation where I'm actually putting it into a video yet. So looking forward to that. So today, last night we were in here in the bar until pretty late. I then went to bed early. As I told you yesterday, this morning I had to get up. I actually got up at about 6 a.m. I just knew I had meetings coming up, and once I woke up, I didn't want to fall back asleep and miss meetings or anything. So I actually had my first meeting at 8 o'clock this morning. That went well. Picked up a new customer, actually, which is perfect. Went until 10 o'clock, so I had a little bit of time to just get ready, and then at 10, Dominica and I had to head out to the north side of Houston. It's actually more than an hour's drive away to go to our storage unit, which is up by my cousin Jeremy's house. We had to go up there to meet at 11 because we lost the key. Not really lost. The key is in Nicaragua, and one of the keys was lost not by either of us, and one of the keys got left in Nicaragua. Dominica thinks it was my job to bring it up, but I don't know how that was assigned to me. Anyway, it was just, we all forgot it, right? Nobody thought about the fact that we had to bring a key with us, that we were going to the storage unit. It was, I think in our minds, we all thought there was one up here, and we didn't really have to think about it because the original intent was to leave one with Jeremy, but that one was lost by someone, not us. And then even when I was here, I had to check with everyone to make sure no one had a key. They did not. So at 11 o'clock, Adam the locksmith is meeting us at the storage unit. The storage unit knows that we're coming and is prepared for all that, and they're pretty good about it. So we got up there at 11. The manager was actually out until 11:30, even though we had scheduled just an hour before to make sure she was there. And but that's okay because the locksmith didn't show up for an hour, really highlighting to us just how much we're in America and not in Nicaragua. We commented while we were sitting there for a really long time waiting that if we had been in Nicaragua and this had happened, not only would people have shown up on time, they would have been early, and it would have been really cheap to fix, although today wasn't bad, it was about $120. But in reality, it would have all been taken care of yesterday. As soon as I realized we didn't have the key, a locksmith would have come out within 15, maybe 30 minutes, drilled out the lock, and the manager would have been there 24/7. That we had to wait for a manager to come in on the next shift, that we had to find a locksmith, that we had to wait a day, and even then when we waited a day that they were an hour late, that everybody was super late. Oh my gosh, so different. The whole process was so expensive and slow compared to Nicaragua. We could have had our entire septic system fail and be replaced in the amount of time it took just to get a locksmith out to look at a lock. That only took 10 minutes to drill. But, okay. So it actually went pretty smoothly. They drilled out the lock. We got into the storage unit. No big deal. It just took a little bit of time. So it was about 12:30 by the time we were actually able to start going through the storage unit. We spent about an hour, pulled a whole bunch of stuff out so Dominica could go through it. Then I had another meeting that I had to do from the car. So I did that. Went fine. And then I helped for the next few hours in the storage unit again, which was a ton of moving boxes, and I took some pictures. I didn't have a chance to take any video. Dominica would have killed me if I was taking time to do video because we were so busy and under a time crunch. We just wanted to get it done. But the upside is we tore a bunch of stuff out, looked at it, made some decisions quickly, filled all of the luggage that we had, found the tripod that I needed, so I'm very thankful about that, and then we're able to start looking at putting it back together. So we actually eliminated quite a bit of space, even though when we reassembled the storage unit, it was full again, but we're not packing it quite as high. There aren't as many things thrown behind. I think overall it's an improvement quite significantly. We have a few large items ready to ship down to Nicaragua. So we'll try to do things like a food dehydrator and a mixer. And we have some important stuff that's going back in our luggage, like the tripod, so I didn't have to spend $100 buying another one. So that was a good thing, although it kind of just offset the lock situation. and we filled the luggage with things like stuffed animals because some of them, Luciana said she didn't want to have them down there, but we're thinking she does want some. We still have most left behind, and there were some, like her Pingu, which is very large, that she did want, and we knew Liesel wanted a few, so we decided to err on the side of being able to quickly fill our luggage with things that wouldn't overweigh and we'd be able to take down just we knew we could do it. So we filled the luggage with that because as we started going through the unit, it's like, how do we find the things we want to take? This is really hard. And originally Dominica was thinking she was going to take a bunch of kitchen stuff down, but she had read a law that said you could bring $500 of stuff, just declare it when you come into the country, but skip the part that said only if you're a resident. It's not for tourists, it's Nicaraguans who go traveling abroad, if they're away long enough, are allowed to bring in $500 of household goods that they purchased abroad. No problem. But for us, we'd be importing. So we we ended up not doing that. We grabbed a couple small items and nothing else, and then decided to just go for actual like clothing and soft items that we could really pack in. So that took all afternoon. I had another meeting at 4:30 that we were not able to get in before we closed up the unit, so I had to do that. Then we finished filling up the unit, got back on the road. So it was probably like 6 or 6:30 by the time we got back to the house. It was very late. And so that was a very exhausting day. We were extremely tired by the time we got back. This evening we had been talking about going out dancing because Diane has not been to a bar in Texas yet. She's only been in Texas for 3 days. She's never been to Texas before, let alone Houston, let alone hanging out with the family and going to the bar and doing the things. So that was the plan. Everyone was tired, partially because of last night, partially because of the storage unit. Clara was sick today. She had to go to the doctor's in an emergency and spent the whole day there. So there was just a lot of, everybody's worn out. So we decided not to go out and do that tonight. I was hoping to get to play video games with the kids, but Garrett has Regents band tomorrow, so he's got to go to bed really early, so we didn't do that. But Emily and Lauren came over from College Station. I don't know how long they're going to be staying this weekend, but they are staying tonight. So they put on the Lizzie McGuire movie and watched that with Liesel and Clara and Luciana, and we hung out doing that this evening. I just did normal work for the most part, and that was our night. So that was our Friday. We are ready for the weekend. I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. The one thing I do know that I need to do tomorrow is we have laptops that we're picking up while we're here. I have to go out shopping and deal with that sometime tomorrow. So that was today. Our Friday is done. I will see everybody tomorrow, and hopefully this recording works out and there's some audio for it.